Well, pot may be safer for you than you think, according to a brand new study. It suggests that marijuana may be the least dangerous recreational drug out there, even over nicotine and alcohol.
Well, this may be good news for Alaska and D.C. residents, where pot just became legal this week. But is it really that safe? Joining us now is Fox News Medical 18, Dr. David Samani. Thanks for being with us.
Sure, good morning.
You say the study actually can be misleading a little bit.
I think it's a very dangerous study, and there are a lot of holes in this, and people have to be very careful about not getting the wrong message from this particular study. They're using a lethal dose as a comparison. For example, they're putting pot or weed against cocaine or alcohol and smoking. So we know that you need less amount of alcohol to die. So they're using death as a measure to see what's dangerous and what's not. So the effect of this toxicity, the toxicology dose, is different for a lot of these. They're extrapolating a lot of these animal studies and surveys that doesn't make much of a sense and coming with this whole thing that pot is safer. Absolutely not. It's a huge fraud in this particular study.
Okay, so how is it dangerous? Forgetting death,
because they're not defining what's the acute toxicity, short-term versus long-term. So, for example, if you really start drinking a lot of alcohol, of course, you can die from this, or cocaine, or other things. With this, the long-term effect of pot is not very clear. Now, a lot of this has to do with what we call THC. The level of THC in a lot of these marijuanas are different. It used to be 1%, now it's 4%, it's going up to 7%. THC goes through your blood as you smoke it, gets to your brain, and it causes a lot of memory loss. It causes cognitive skills, mood changes, twofold risk of psychosis, long term. Now, what I learned about this, preparing for this segment, is it affects your heart. It actually causes heart attack, 5-fold times increases your heart rate, and on and on. We're seeing in Colorado, we had 13 kids that came to the emergency, ended up in the ICU as a result of overdose from marijuana. Now we have crack babies coming in because pregnant women are smoking this whole marijuana business. What bothers me as a doctor is this whole concept of medical marijuana, because I think it's a safe haven for a lot of these companies and saying hey, it's for medical marijuana, it helps kids with seizure. This is the biggest scam I've ever seen. Let me just tell you one thing. I think for certain cases of seizure, for certain nausea, vomiting after cancer or chemotherapy, maybe. But we still don't have a definitive thing. So a lot of these people are using this as a business, and I challenge any doctors, come to my Twitter or Facebook, convince me how this is healthy for you. I'm 100% against this. I think that people have to come and study these studies in detail. This is complete nonsense.
Dr. David Samani. Unequivocal on the subject.
Go ahead, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I'm just interested in the connection between marijuana and mental illness, but we're out of time. I think it sounds like there is one.
We'll
come back.
People have to be careful, and we'll have the discussion further.
Actually, go to our green room right now on our FF Weekend Facebook page.
I'll be happy to answer.
Good.
We'll answer questions.
You're in fuego, and we appreciate it.